We're going to talk about how to deal with a narcissist, whether you're married to one, whether you're dating one, or you're related to them, or you happen to just live with them. Narcissists are hard to deal with. We all know what a narcissist is. And I noticed lately that the word narcissist is being thrown around and used so much, like to a point where they like to label children as, oh, they have ADHD. Narcissists usually must be diagnosed by a doctor, but there are some very telling signs of a narcissist, and they are very self-righteous. They are very self-absorbed. They are always right in their mind. They look to argue with you and make you seem like you're the crazy one. They like to gaslight, they like to play games, and they like to try and, put their thumb over your forehead and make it seem as if it's your fault. And you started the argument. And what they're basically essentially trying to do is keep themselves built up in their own mind and keep you down there, okay? Now, not everyone who's a little bit confident or conceited or, cocky in a way or a little bit arrogant is a narcissist, okay? Narcissism is pretty intense. It's more intensified, that label, that mind, so that, this person and the reality that they live in is their reality, that they're always right, that they're in control of everything, and what they say goes, and your opinion means nothing, and it's tough, okay? So what you need to do is be strong, always kind of take a high road, but what you want to do is always disarm a narcissist, especially when they try to combat an argument, because narcissists love to argue, and they love to prove that they are right, even when they are wrong. So how do you protect yourself and, disarm a narcissist? Well, there's several things that you can do. Number one, taking that high road and just playing a little bit of psychological games, which is killing them with kindness. In a way, you are playing into what they want, but you actually are destroying them with kindness, saying, I understand how you feel. I'm sorry that you feel that way. They're not looking for someone that's going to sit back and not give them the last word. Do you get what I'm saying? So when you are in that moment, when it's, fight or flight, and you are in an intensified argument that the narcissist is trying to pull you into, you have to really stand up for yourself and say, I'm sorry that you feel that way. Don't engage in arguing. When you argue with this person, you're making their ego, you're inflating them with air. And that's what they thrive on. Narcissists are very high ego, they are boundless. They are using your insecurities against you and your weaknesses. And what they aggressively do is try and beat you down in any sort of argument. And you know what? They come very, very armed. And they know how to destroy you because they have no conscience, these narcissistic people. We can have them in our jobs. We can have them anywhere in our lives. I mean, imagine being a child growing up with a narcissistic parent. That's a pretty big deal. These narcissists, what they do is they will target you. And you kind of let them win when you let them get the best of you. And like when I said that they come very fully charged, when they are able to tap into your insecurities and your weaknesses, they come into your life, in a very nice, charming way, just like sociopaths, and then they like to hit on your emotions, and to spot them, you'll see, like on a first date, look at the way that they're treating a waiter on a date. If they're belittling, if they are rude, that's a sign in the beginning, just the way that they change subjects, they're very referential. You can be talking about any topic in the world, in a bunch of people, and they take it and they turn it all into themselves. They'll take whatever topic is going on at the table and just make it all about them. So they are very predictable, and it's very self-satisfying to them. That's how they get off on it. Like, they actually get off on hurting people's feelings and making themselves feel better about themselves at the cost of other people's feelings, okay? And it's not good to have that kind of those kind of toxic people that just make you feel icky. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, you really want to not invite these people into your life that are showing these traits. Like, if you're starting to date and you see these things, you need to know what you're in for, okay? And you need to know how to protect yourself from people that aren't narcissists, because to be in a committed relationship with a narcissist is not going to be an easy life, and you are going to need a lot of help in dealing with this person. And by treating them with kindness and going above and beyond in choosing your words correctly is the way that it is possible to break down a narcissist and let them learn empathy. Okay, so if it's a family dinner and someone's hurting, they're going to say the sister-in-law is complaining, oh my god, I'm just so hurt. They will actually take that Thanksgiving dinner and just make it all about them and say, well, I'm hurting because blah, 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 blah. They make it about them when it has nothing to do with them at all. And you are going to put on your suit of armor and go into combat with a narcissist. Like I said, listen, you must treat them with special care and create a certain boundary, especially if you have a connection to them or someone that you're married to, and you need to break down that wall. It is not an easy thing to do. You will need help. I'm a life coach. I can talk you through it, but I'm not going to make a 4-hour video, okay? So when you are dealing with that narcissist and it's to go time, like you are ready to go to battle. Me, I know how to deal with a narcissist. I can deal with a sociopath. I don't come across too many psychopaths, but I have. You need to speak very confident. You have to be very confident when you speak to them. You have to have and maintain eye contact, okay? Not that psycho stare, because then they become very defensive. Once a narcissist becomes defensive, there's going to be guns blazing, okay? There's going to be a battlefield of bombs going off in every direction. Like I said, you are going to be, reeling on the ground. You're not going to know what to do. You're not going to know how to handle it. And they have defeated you once again. So, don't be passive when I say, don't be passive, don't be pleading, and appeal to their self-interest when I say take that high road and, kill them with kindness. That's not what I'm saying. If they try to change the subject, bring them back in. Make contact with them and say, your actions. This is what you say to them. Your actions, right now, that you have caused me. How would you feel if you were in my shoes? Because this is how I feel. And it does hurt my feelings that you would say something like this. Because I would never do that to you. Because it's not a good feeling. That is how you outsmart them. Ask them to open themselves up to being in your shoes and how they will be open to working with you and dealing with working on a relationship where you two can healthy communication with a narcissist is something really good. Like, you're gonna learn a lot from a narcissist, and that narcissist, you have to get them to a point, but you have to be very, very gentle because they are just not normal, okay? They will never admit that they are wrong. So you have to be very gentle when you first go in, you know? And you have to be completely committed into saying, you know what? I've noticed these certain patterns about you and the displays. Don't outright call the narcissist a narcissist. Like, again, guns blazing. You don't want that. You want to diffuse it a little bit. So what you want to do is just say, you know, if we're gonna communicate better, please, I understand why you feel that way. And your opinion of me, you know what? That's really not that business. It's not none of my business. I respect your opinion, but I disagree because of such and such and such, and I'm going to tell you why. So if you try and go to the approach where you're not making it an argument, you are going to lay the groundwork for actually teaching a narcissist to be more empathetic. It is possible to break down a narcissist and make them a kinder, gentler person, someone that is open to communicating with people on a normal, on a normal level. Make, you know, just make them aware of what they're doing and catch them on the spot, and just make sure that your approach is very gentle. That is how you deal with a narcissist. That is how you deal with it. It's how you disarm them. This is how you own it. This will help you significantly if you just treat them gently and be smarter. It's all about that eye contact. And it's something that you really have to devote time and patience to.